This part is cold.
Hmm?
This part is cold.
I've been trying to drink, but can you warm it?
I can, yes. Excuse me?
If you're hearing me, let's go studio. It is Saturday, the 20th of August, 2022, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us here on the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and we're coming to you live from, good morning, live from the Jamaican Grill here at 32 Court Street in Hamilton, Bermuda, as we continue the Jamaica 60 celebrations here amongst members of the Jamaican and Bermudian communities living in harmony in this country of 60,000 people. We thank those of you who are listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9 from Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you've downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We thank those who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. Those in the US who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631-359-8281. 631-359-8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, you can call 0330-606-0953, 0330-606-0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to not just hear but see what's happening on location inside the Jamaican Grill at 32 Court Street here in Hamilton, Bermuda. We welcome those who have found other means, other ways of listening, like those on the Cleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Subscribers to onespotmedia.com also have access to the Jamaican Diaspora live online in particular, and Power 106 FM in general. We're looking forward to your full participation. After all, it is your program, the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And here are some quick updates coming out of Jamaica. BOJ encouraged by declining inflation rate. The Bank of Jamaica, BOJ, is encouraged by the declining outturns recorded in the last three Consumer Price Index CPI reports. That's the word from the governor of the Bank of Jamaica, Richard Biles. The CPI measures variations in commodity prices. That's what that is about. And in particular, this is done for consumers like us, and it's administered by the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin. So the BOJ Governor, Richard Biles, notes that having peaked at 11.8% in April this year, the inflation rate fell to 10.9% in May and June and to 10.2% in July. Declining international commodity prices, relative stability in the exchange rate, tighter liquidity management by the BOJ, and higher interest rates have allowed for this trend. So that's coming out of the Bank of Jamaica. That's an update. Coming out of Miami, which is where we connected to come to Bermuda, there is news of tropical storm warnings. Tropical storm warnings out for parts of Texas and the Mexico coast. Here's the story. Tropical storm warnings have been issued for a stretch of the lower Texas Gulf Coast and a part of Mexico's northeast shoreline, amid forecasts that an offshore disturbance would become a tropical storm in coming hours. The U.S. National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, said an Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft found top sustained winds reaching near 35 miles or 55 kilometers per hour, with higher gusts in the system. It was located in the Gulf, about 400 miles or 640 kilometers southeast of the mouth of the Rio Grande River. The center said slow strengthening is expected, and the disturbance was expected to become a tropical storm by sometime today. It said the system is moving to the northwest at 14 miles or 22 kilometers per hour, amid forecasts of an eventual weekend landfall in northeast Mexico. Mexico's government issued a tropical storm warning for its Gulf Coast from Boca de Catan northward to the mouth of the Rio Grande, and forecasts of eventual landfall in northeast Mexico. A tropical storm warning also in effect for the lower Texas coast from Port Mansfield south to the mouth of the Rio Grande. Forecasters said the potential tropical cyclone could produce total rain of 3 to 6 inches, with isolated totals of 8 inches along parts of Mexico's eastern coast, from northern sections of the state of Veracruz across the state of Tamaulipas. Rainfall totals 1 to 3 inches, 2.5 centimeters to 7.5 centimeters, with isolated higher amounts being possible across far south Texas. The Hurricane Center advisory says the rainfall may produce life-threatening flash flooding and mudslides and extend into far south Texas. So those of us who need to be mindful of the information we just shared, please act accordingly. UN releases funds for crisis triggered by gang violence in Haiti. Haiti, you remember that song? Haiti, we're sorry. Most appropriate, because Haiti, we can't even start that discussion right now because that could go on a while, but Haiti, we're sorry for all that's been happening to your people. We hope one day, sometime, maybe not in our lifetime, but sometime, things will get better in Haiti. That's the hope, but the Haitian people know that they have to put in the sweat equity for things to change in Haiti. Only the people of Haiti can fix Haiti. Wholeness defense policy changes at the NHT. What did we miss now? What policy changes? Prime Minister Andrew Holness has responded to criticism of policy changes at the National Housing Trust NHT, saying the government is doing its best to ensure equity in the use of public resources. He has also defended the thrust to providing social housing to the most vulnerable. And I would imagine that's the policy, is that it? Or did we miss something? That seems to be it. Let's give you a couple more of the stories. Probe launched into police fatal shooting in Spanish Town. Mexico arrests ex-attorney general in missing students case, and teens charged for illegal possession of firearm. Those are some of the stories trending on the Gleaner's website, jamaica-gleaner.com. Welcome to those of you who have joined us. Let's see. Hello to Denise Salmon. She says, Jamaicans are truly amazing people. Indeed we are, Denise Salmon. Thank you very much for your message. Norman Hines in St. Thomas, Jamaica says, good morning, Durban, Malcolm, and listeners all over the world. Good morning, Norman Hines. Stafford Grant, good to see you. Stafford Grant says, blessings, my brother Durban. Thank you for your service. May God continue to guide you and give you everlasting good health. Have a safe trip back home. Thank you, Stafford Grant. Blossom Levy says, my brother, God bless. Take care and be safe now. Thank you very much, Blossom Levy, and you do likewise. Kwame Sabbath Gordon says, good morning, Kwame Sabbath Gordon. And Andrea Peart is also greeting us. Good morning, Andrea Peart. Thank you very much for making it the Jamaican Diaspora live online here on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaner's website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. If you're just tuning in and not realizing what's been happening over the last couple of days, we've been broadcasting from Bermuda. And so yesterday we were at Fish and Things at 45 Angle Street. And now here we are today at the Jamaican Grill at 32 Court Street here in Hamilton, Bermuda. And we are continuing the build-up to this evening's grand celebration. This evening, we will join Jamaicans here in Bermuda to celebrate 60 years of political independence in Jamaica. Hello to Ambassador Curtis Ward, Jamaica's former ambassador to the United Nations and a former member of the UN Security Council. Among other things, he's the publisher of the Ward Post. He's an he's a professor as well in the DMV, and he also has a radio streaming, a podcast with focusing on issues not just in foreign affairs and diplomatic circles, but issues pertinent to us back home in Jamaica and also those of us here in Bermuda. So thank you very much, Ambassador Ward, for tuning in. All the very best. And Is it Real Talk with Ambassador Ward? I think that's the name of the podcast. And also online we have, oops, let's take a break and come back.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
15 minutes past 6 o'clock in the morning in Kingston, Jamaica, which means it's 8:15 a.m. here in Hamilton, Bermuda.
This is Crime Stop. How may I help?
no one there's some illegal gun, but we know what them go say and keep it.
Don't worry, sir. Crime Stop is privately funded and run by the police jail. Everything reported here is anonymous. It's just so that you're invisible.
What about the reward?
We provide cash rewards for information that leads to an arrest or recovery with cash for cash wherever you like. So nobody will ever find out.
All right, let me tell you. Make the call. Crime Stop 311. Solving crime pays.
Grab your besties and you show them love party on the Christmas Eve in the Saturday. Turn this out as you party to the blessing with our jazz. Today and from Chicago, 7 p.m. to midnight. Black Hole Faces with the girls cold. Live with party at 32 Midcoast Road. Hours at 397 600 with power at online dance Bermuda on the celebrate 26 hours later there was 2 watches of India hosted by Nisha Red. So bring your girlfriends at the party and say voices to go cold by Small Welcome to world's number one dancer. You want to drinks and years of only to drink to the party with family.
In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere you need to know. Anything you want.
Thanks a lot for staying here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 1. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and we thank you very much for joining us here at 3rd Street in Hamilton, Bermuda for this morning's edition of the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online, Power 106 FM. We're at the Jamaican Grill at 32 Court Street in Hamilton, Bermuda. And this is ahead of this evening's big event celebrating Jamaica 60. We look to the event this evening and just an idea of the buzz around this event. The event is sold out. It is sold out. And this, of course, put on by the Association Bermuda and the celebration around the anniversary of political independence of Jamaica, land we love, under the theme Reigniting a Nation of Greatness. The keynote speaker will be the Honorable Keynes, JP, MP, CEO of the Hamilton Princess Hotel and Beach Club, Bermuda, and they have very good support from corporate entities, diamond sponsorship from Healthcare Services, operated by Dr. the Honorable Ewart Brown. And then there's the Hamilton Princess, which is hosting the event, providing that most view of the harbor. Also on board, Clarion, another of the sponsors, so to GET Limited, and that spells get, so you get best, right? Also on board, there is Island Construction Services, another of the sponsors of this evening's Jamaica 60 Gala here in Hamilton. Barrett's is another of the sponsors, Barritts. KPMG is on board, Trip and Money Shop. Oh, don't forget, Fresh Cut Landscaping. Fresh Cut Landscaping. So those are the sponsors who are on. A lot of officials will be in attendance at this evening's event at the Hamilton Princess Hotel and Beach. For example, the governor herself will be in attendance here in Bermuda. There will be a message, a recorded message, in fact, the independence message of the Jamaican Prime Minister, and then hearing from Honorary Consul of Jamaica here in Bermuda, Mr. Winston G. Layla, Honorable Walter Roban, Deputy Premier, and Simons, Leader of the Opposition. They too will be in attendance. There's going to be a special video presentation with the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, the Honorable Olivia Batt-Grange. And then there's a most potent period of the event will be honoring our legends, and regrettably, no longer, but being recognized posthumously, and going through the list of these stalwarts: Mrs. Beverly Cunningham, Dr. Keith Cunningham, Dame Loy Marie Brown Evans, DBE, JP, Mrs. Fisher, Dr. Norma Hendrickson, Mrs. Olga Scott, Reverend Randville Thomas. The program has a share of entertainment in the form of Maurice Clark and his aggregation of musicians. Maurice Clark is a saxophonist. And there will be dinner, and I'm curious to see what will be for dinner for many reasons, because if we're talking a Jamaican event, and you know it's a big part of Jamaica's culture, and it should be fascinating, intriguing, and tantalizing, and to taste that which will be here at this evening event. So we look forward to that, and going to be hearing as well. Well, there will be some presentation of awards other than the honoring of our legends. There will be another set of presentation, then more entertainment with Reverend Larita Adderley, Mr. Maurice Clark, Mr. Abim Bola Bademosi. And we'll bring the program to a close with a vote of thanks and closing remarks. And then that, everybody, it's just all about dancing the night away. What it's all about after that. And once again, gratitude is a must. A number of individuals, institutions, and organizations being recognized in the program on the program for this evening's event. So it really has been shaping up nicely. Let's say, well, Ambassador Curtis Ward says correct in reference to Real Talk with Ambassador Curtis Ward. Beverly in Toronto us, and Ambassador Ward says greetings to Jamaican diaspora and friends in Bermuda. Greetings to you, Ambassador Ward. Thank you very much for tuning in. Now, the sun is sending us a very strong message from where we are, from the fact that it rises in the east. and we were watching the rising sun this morning. Well, it seems the sun has decided to, well, it has taken up a position directly in front of me. So this is like face to face. And the heat, it seems, has permeated the very windows, the glass windows, and has come inside and is beaming down brilliantly on our themed table cover with the colors black, green, and yeah, it's the heat is on. Please come and sit beside me for a moment, Mrs. Richardson, listeners, one of the life members of the Jamaican Association Bermuda, who has been largely responsible for podcast from Bermuda now for the third time, and we're happy to be back here in Bermuda. And one of the things about Mrs. Richardson is that she is very wants to make sure that things go according to how they're supposed to go. And she is a stalwart here in Bermuda and continues to play her part, not only in the development of Bermuda, but naturally the land Jamaica. Good morning to you, Joan Richardson. How are you?
Good morning.
Good.
Mr. Malcolm, and good morning to your global audience.
Thank you very much. Let's talk about the heat, though. How unusual is it, or how common is it for Bermuda to be this hot?
Oh, it's very hot, sticky.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I'm feeling it already because
Not
normally
even a leaf blowing right now.
the morning is still.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a song for that too. Still morning, whispering voices, shivering sunshine coming through, some gentle breeze. Oh well, there's no breeze. Never mind. I have to find a song. But this. So what's you just is that it?
Yes.
Like anywhere else in the world?
I guess. Yes,
Mhm.
like anywhere else. Yeah. Nature.
Yeah. So it is. But there do, which is go to the beach and cool off.
Yes. Don't forget we have pink sand on the beaches in Bermuda.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm. I wonder how. I'm fascinated by that. I'm get an opportunity to inquire further into the science. That is one of the attractions. Morning, and the people in Bermuda have whatever happened. Oh yes, he died. No, the gentleman who used to wave to everybody.
Yes, Johnny Barnes.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Barnes. He passed away a few years ago.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. And but his that little box
Statue.
in his honor, right? And then that little what do you call that? It's an enclosure, but it's open. Yeah, that's where the police to direct traffic and help traffic.
Yes.
Okay. I see. All right. So now I think we may or may not have mentioned it. The event is sold out, completely sold out. It's no more.
It's on overtime. It's just blowing up.
Yes, because everybody who well, those who fail to pay attention and recognize that, as my late mother would say, "And a something not go, a something not come." Those who fail to recognize that, the boat has missed them. Yeah.
You fail to plan and to fail.
Yes.
The saying goes.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm sorry we have to disappoint people, but most of them these are not people that we've asked to purchase ticket and they just decide to do it.
Or you were say, "Hey, get your tickets."
The tickets early, and now
Yeah. Yeah, because up to yesterday there was that young man who
Yeah.
was trying to get tickets, and he wasn't alone. He isn't alone right now. Who one gets the impression they're prepared to pay more to try and buy tickets from ticket holders already. Well, let's see how all of that pans out. But the official the event is sold out. They can't sell any more tickets. That's it. That's it. That's it. Mhm. All right. So now this is,
But it's a good thing, right? It's a good
of
thing.
course, yes, being sold out is a good thing. It means that you have more than enough people who are determined to be in attendance at this event for one reason or another. And so we're looking forward to that. Oops, look at the time. Let's take the break and come back.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
6:31 in the morning in Kingston, Jamaica, which means it's 29 minutes to 9 o'clock here in Hamilton, Bermuda.
Monkeypox is in Jamaica.
Yeah.
If you are
I
experiencing
want
fever, intense headache, muscle aches, and/or rash on the skin, you must isolate and call out to your health center or doctor before visiting. All members of the public should wear a mask, frequently wash hands, and practice physical distancing. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Make a move with Money College, your opportunity for success. We offer bachelor's degrees in climate smart agro processing, business administration, computer engineering technology, logistics and supply chain management, criminal justice, hospitality and tourism management, primary and early childhood education, full-time, part-time, online, flexible payment plans, supporting available at Monique St. John, Satellite Campus at Livingston St. Catherine, Catalina St. Mary's, call 903-0489, or visit www.moneycollege.edu.jm.
Garrett, get the Children's Zone every week in print or online. Every child learns differently. Children's Zone where they can write, draw, or color on the page, or the online Children's Zone where they can use it on their phone, tablet, or laptop. Sign up today at www.jamaicantheater.com or contact us at 876-932-6188 or 892-6288 for your printed Children's Zone and further information. Choose the Children's Zone because your child deserves the best. Senators, we're back. Senators returning with a new look. Fresh faces, hot topics, and a whole new vibe. We're talking kidnapping, painting, dancehall. You think it? We discuss it. 7 and 6:30 p.m. Gen Z, a show for the youths, by the youths.
In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go, you need to know.
Oh, that sounds good.
You give me hope.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dirk, and we are continuing our broadcast which is located at 32 Court Street here in Hamilton, Bermuda. And we are trying to stay cool. And it has nothing to do with the heat from the kitchen. You know what they say, if you can't stand the heat, then get out of the kitchen. Well, we're not in the kitchen. We're in the dining area here at the Jamaican Grill, but we feel like we're, such is the nature of the heat coming in, but what can, it's the sun. And so we are grateful. In all things we give thanks. We are grateful. Right. And let's continue. This is the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online, and it's all a part of the build-up. We're continuing the build-up this evening's Jamaica 60 celebration here in Hamilton, Bermuda, at the Hamilton Princess Hotel. That's where the sound is coming from, is it? It's all right. It's all right. It's helping to keep us. Let's keep it going. Thank you. Thank you very much. There are some fascinating facts about Bermuda. Did you know that they have a glow-in-the-dark worm? And since we've been talking about the heat, when it gets hot, a fireworm is already a remarkable creature during the day. We're told it's about 4 centimeters long, red and covered in little bristles that sting if you touch them. In the summer months, like right now, between May and November, the third night after the full moon and 56 minutes after the sunset, it really is that exact. The worms go crazy, we're told. Females start swimming up from the seabed, usually in a protected bay, luminescent. That means it's like light, special light of a particular color or shade, etc. So it releases a luminescence, attract males. Neon circles on the bodies of the males pulse with a passion, and they are ready to mate. Yes, indeed, that's one of the fascinating facts. And here's another. Bermuda is the shipwreck capital of the world. Bermuda's extensive coastal reef and occasional big storm are the perfect conditions for shipwrecks. To date, more than 300 wrecks have been found, dating back to the 60s. As the wrecks aren't in especially deep water, it's possible to liner that sank in 1936. The Constellation, the Montana, and many more of those vessels sitting on the ocean floor. And another fascinating fact about Bermuda, sailors once thought there were demons here. Sailors didn't fancy their chances against the treacherous reefs, but they were equally frightened of the strange sounds that emanated from the islands as dusk fell. It's claimed that the sailors jumped to the conclusion that demons, sea monsters, and witches haunted Bermuda. The howling noises were actually from cahows, an endemic species of seabird, making those in the hope they'd attract other birds to breed. Birds have been brought back from the brink of extinction in Bermuda. Speaking of those demon-like cahows, they were thought extinct as a breeding species for 330 years. In 1951, however, a scientific expedition went to the islets around Castle Harbor, where 7 borers were found. And it goes on. Fascinating. Fascinating. You're only ever a mile away from the ocean when you're here in Bermuda, because Bermuda is actually an archipelago made up of 7 main islands and a multitude of smaller islands with an average width of 1 mile. It's only 25 miles, 2 miles wide at its widest point. No more than a 1 mile walk will bring you within toe dipping distance of the deep blue sea that you'll be so tempted to dive right in. We could dive right in right now to deal with heat, but so it is. It is what it is. Thank you very much for staying here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM, just giving you a bit of information about Bermuda. And I think, well, we have just a couple more of these nuggets. Completed more than 20 songs in Bermuda. John Lennon had a real connection with Bermuda, credit ocean crossing and the time he spent in Bermuda with revitalizing. The former Beatle, who he hadn't released an album of original material since Walls and Bridges in 1974, ended up completing more than 20 songs while in Bermuda. Some history for you, some fascinating facts for you here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. Still streaming live. Website go-jamaica.com. We're at fried dumpling, which has embedded fried dumpling embedded saltfish, ackee and saltfish in the middle. We're gonna take a bite. Quite good. And light, it's not heavy. Flour is not heavy, quite light. Tastes good. And you should come and get your share here at Jamaican Grill. As we continue with more on your program, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online here on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the DNA's website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, and taking your calls as well on 876-922-4111, 876-922-4112-5. So the celebrations continue this weekend. The grand celebration of Jamaica's 60th independence will be held at the Hamilton Princess Hotel. And it starts at 7 this evening, Bermuda time. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Jamaica time. Such is the nature of the time difference between Bermuda and Jamaica. That is the big sold out, as you heard. Sold out event, and we have a lot of people feeling disappointed because they will not have the opportunity to attend the event. So it is. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
6:45 a.m. in Kingston, Jamaica. Means it's 8:45 here in Hamilton, Bermuda.
The University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, UCC, programs in internal auditing and journalism. Yes, you now not only have the chance to be a part of Jamaica's largest, fastest growing private institution of higher education, but also to be lecturers. UCC is
In tribute to diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go.
You need to know. Anything you want to be.
Let's go, studio. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and we're coming to you live from the Jamaican Grill here at 32 in Hamilton, Bermuda. We're continuing this evening's Jamaica 60 Grand Gala, Jamaica 60 Gala at the Hamilton Princess Hotel this evening starting at 7 o'clock Bermuda time, which is 5 p.m. Jamaica time. And we're looking forward to the event. In the meantime, keep those messages coming in. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. Log on to Facebook in the search box atop the page, DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to not just hear but see what's happening on location at the Jamaican Grill, 32 Port Street here in Hamilton, Bermuda. And we say good morning to Andrea Peart. She says, "Dump looks delicious." Yes, indeed. That we know it is. Quite delicious indeed. As we said, it's fried dumpling infused with ackee and saltfish. So again, I'm showing it holding it up to the camera so you can see. First time I'm seeing this, first time I'm having it. There you go. Marley is having a good laugh behind me there on the wall. So there's of Bob Marley etched on the wall. And I'm sure he wouldn't mind a fried dumpling or two if he were around. Why not? Why not, Bob? Why not? All right, so let's continue with more on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online here on Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Cleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, and taking your calls as well and your messages on the various platforms. Let's take a look at WhatsApp and find what's up. Let's see. Sean is on. You can see that. Ambassador Curtis Ward says, Dervan, you missed my 48th anniversary on the 17th. LOL. Well, sincerest apologies, Ambassador Ward. Happy 48th anniversary to you and your charming wife, Ambassador Ward. Happy 48th anniversary. I'll try not to forget again. 17th of August. Happy 48th anniversary to Ambassador and Mrs. Ward. Happy 48th anniversary and all the very best to you both. Thank you very much. And Bishop Douglas Gooden. Bishop, I've been meaning to call Bishop because I saw a picture that Bishop posted suggesting that he now has his own brand of seasoning. Is that for real, Bishop? Yes, I've been meaning to call Bishop. It's Bishop Good Jerk Seasoning. So I'm wondering if that's just if Bishop was just having some fun there, or if it's for real. So we maybe need to call Bishop and ask him about that. But well, we know Bishop doesn't fool around. He's a man of God, and let's see. We're going to try and find out from Bishop if it is really a fact that he now has his own line of seasoning, a special seasoning called Bishop Gooden seasoning. So stand by, Bishop. We need to find out if that is really so. So as soon as we hear, we get an indication as to whether is online listening and ready to tell us about that, we'll continue. Good morning to Sean on YouTube. Ras Asta Black says, "Can I see the dumpling again, Sir D?" Good morning. Ras Asta Black. There it is. There's the dumpling. So this is fried dumpling. So the size is necessarily big, because it has to provide space for the stuffing of the dough, the batter, call it what you will, with the and saltfish. So there it is. So size is important in this regard, where you want to make room inside the heart of the dumpling and put in that space the ackee and the saltfish. So we hope you're seeing it Ras Asta, and it's for us tomorrow morning. How about that? Thank you very much for tuning in. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story. No, it's not, but it's the story of Jamaicans at home and abroad on the Jamaican Diaspora live online here on Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. There are a couple of developments in the diaspora. One of them we dealt with in yesterday, and it has to do with that horrific story of a Jamaican who was gunned down. The story, Jamaican parents demand answers in the shooting death of a 5-year-old daughter, Special Police Officer Morika Manyan. According to the story out of Washington, D.C., published a couple of days ago on the 18th of August, Radcliffe Manyan, his wife Shireen, who hail from Duhaney Park in Kingston and now reside in Washington, D.C., are demanding answers regarding how their daughter, a library police officer, was shot and killed while course on the 4th of August this year. Officer Manyan, a 25-year-old mother of a 4-year-old son, was employed as a library police officer and was shot and killed while participating in work-related training at the Anacostia Neighborhood Library on August 4, 2022. She was allegedly shot by her training instructor, former lieutenant of the Metropolitan Police Department, Porter. It is believed that Porter was permitted to unlawfully enter a government building with a fully loaded firearm, which was used to kill Officer Manyan moments before she was due to son from daycare. Reports say Jesse Porter, the alleged shooter, was subsequently charged with involuntary manslaughter and was to go home the very next day following the shooting. He was released from custody on August 5 after he assured the court that he'll be present at arraignment on August 24. He was also ordered to keep firearms in. Douglas Morency, who is the DC Library Systems Director of Public Safety, also tendered his resignation hours after the fatal incident, according to NBC4 Washington. Officials, however, did disclose why Morency stepped down. Since starting in February, Marika was known in the library for her warm, bubbly personality. Our thoughts are with Marika's family and the DCPL family, as colleagues in the Office of Public Safety, as we mourn the loss of Marika together. And those were the words from the library system. That was the statement. In the meantime, members of Officer Mannion have a host of questions surrounding the events that led to death. What happened to Officer Mannion on August 4, 2022 was senseless, grossly negligent, and frankly bizarre, says Attorney Lewis, family attorney for Marika Mannion. In fact, we interviewed her yesterday afternoon while we were at Fish and Tings at 45 Angle Street here in Hamilton, Bermuda. Let's hear what she has to say. She says, justice for Marika has not been achieved with the arrest of Jesse Porter. Her family had to learn that the individual who shot and killed their loved one was released in less than 24 hours. Porter was treated as though he simply had a broken taillight rather than someone who took the life of a mother, daughter, sister, the attorney said. While we are not quick to rush to judgment, one can infer that Mr. Porter's former position as a police lieutenant of the same police department that responded to the shooting may have been in the white glove treatment that has been provided to someone who walked into a government building with a loaded weapon, the mother and law enforcement officer. We believe Porter was contracted by the Library Police Department to facilitate a training and not require a firearm. Based on initial reports, we believe that he was the only one who had a weapon that should have never been allowed in the building in the first place. You can come back. 7 o'clock in the morning in Kingston, Jamaica. It's 9 a.m. here in hot Hamilton, Bermuda.
Gentlemen, we're back. Gender returns with a new look, fresh faces, hot topics, and a whole new vibe. We're talking now. Dancehall. You think it? We discuss it. You don't want to miss it. So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Wednesday, a show for the youths. Bye.
To you then, separately.
At the Jamaican Association.
Okay, sure. You can come right ahead. Sure, absolutely.
I can say something that
No problem.
recent
We have
introduction to Jamaican it's a very family oriented.
Now, can you tell us about the ways of beating the heat, so to speak? Is this how common in terms of the heat here in Bermuda?
Well, the heat in Bermuda is a bit different because it's a humid heat. So when you travel and you come back to Bermuda, you step off the plane, it's like you are surrounded by a wet blanket engulfs you. You just get used to it. Lately, I've been drinking a lot of coconut water.
Okay. And that's, I'm not going to say which is better, whether the Jamaican coconut water or the Bermuda coconut water.
We don't have coconuts. We don't have many coconuts. Most things in Bermuda, as you know, are imported. So that's been another thing.
But let's say I'm a little bit more, because is it that the topography doesn't make for the kind of agricultural production, for example, that could be useful?
That's part of it, but there's not very much land. We're only 21 square miles.
Mhm.
Labor is very expensive,
Mhm.
so we get surrounded by condominiums and development more than the farm.
Yes. What about, I don't want to go too deep in this, but trading, uh, is there room for engagement within the region as far as trading with Bermuda?
Definitely, there used to be a lot more trade. Has eased off a bit, but I think recognizing that we're only as strong as our trading partners, and we should be trading more with our brothers and sisters in the.
Mhm. I see. And for you personally, in terms of your professional exploits, are you which field would be associated with?
Probably finance,
Okay.
investment, and banking.
Is it true what they say that Bermuda is the reinsurance capital of the world?
Correct.
Mm.
Correct.
Can you tell me what that means?
Well, insurance companies need insurance, and that's where the reinsurance companies come in play. They insure insurance companies. So when they say the box stops here, the box stops with the reinsurance company. So Bermuda has played a critical role in the redevelopment of, for instance, when they had the Katrina and the billions of dollars that needed to be spent to rebuild New Orleans. The insurance companies in Bermuda played a big part in.
And some people listening are hearing this and they're going, "Whoa, that means Bermuda is rotten rich as a country."
We are, but the standard of living is high. The cost of living is high. I heard you talking about Jamaican inflation to 10.8%. We're paying inflation rate maybe in the double digits. It's a problem. It's a problem, and it's a problem, and the current government is doing the best that they can to try to wrap their arms around it, but it's a problem.
And there's talk of a recession, in particular in the area of housing. That much I've heard. Obviously having implications for the broader economy. What are you hearing? What are you reading?
That has the price of housing always been an issue in Bermuda. We have talked about having the prices drop so that the entry levels can be more easily accessible. In my grandfather, he was very proud of the fact that he was able to carry his wife across the threshold of his house that he had built himself when he was 21. Well, that is a dream. Almost sounds like a fear in today's economy. Okay. So he's working together. It is possible to have terms and initiatives. You have to budget. What's your penny?
Mhm. And speak of watching the pennies, what is the you have a sense of how people managing an environment where inflation is what it is and does what it does? I mean, how do the state provide some kind of a safety net?
At the lower levels, yes, but really it's family working together. If you have a husband and a wife, they really have to work together and budget. Budget is a hard word sometimes because it means that you look at your spending critically.
Yes.
And it's amazing if you were to write down everything that you spent for 1 month, surprised that you really could save.
Okay, hold it right there. Let's take a break and come back. Listeners, we're speaking with Mr. Ross.
Yeah.
Paul. Yes, Paul Ross. And he is an exponent of economics and related matters.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Healthy habits start with washing your hands several times per day with soap and water. If soap and water are not available, use vitamins, hand sanitizer, and rubbing the vitamins in.
16 minutes past the 7 morning in Kingston, Jamaica, which means it's 9:16 a.m. in Hamilton, Bermuda. And we welcome the additional fan to cool us down with all that heat burning up Hamilton here in Bermuda. Back in a moment.
Similarly, we will also
Well,
Let me wrap. Okay, otherwise it would have been abrupt.
If you would like to go to
If
work,
you do it, then you're not going to be on camera.
the Jamaican Teachers Association hosted 58 annual general conference from
You're still in the system.
under the revisiting
Let's go studio. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Mal, and we've been having a very useful and fruitful conversation with a man who has spent quite a number of years in finance and related business and related matters, Mr. Paul Rock, and he was sharing his thoughts with us. So, and speak with Ms. Millington. Your outlook. What is your outlook of this economy, just the general global economy? What does that look like at this stage?
Well, I'm an optimist, so with me, the glass is always half, and we have always survived. In Bermuda,
But you know,
Jamaica,
hold on, you just made a very good point, because that's one of the lines taken since COVID-19. To say, if you really think about the way how nature operates, nature virtually everything. It helps to build your resilience, even without you thinking about it. Yes.
we tend to draw together, and we are able to more clear our priorities. When times are easy, we get distracted, we get consumed by the materialism, and we the simple things that make life worth living and enjoying.
So, what are some of the simple pleasures of life that you enjoy?
Um, for me, it's about family and friends fellowship. And
I like that.
enjoying
Family, friendship, fellowship.
That's what it's all about. That's what living is. Too much of our time we spend existing.
Yes.
We have to do instead of the things that we enjoy doing.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Ross.
Pleasure meeting.
Okay, that's Paul Ross sharing with us, giving us some insights in an area he's familiar with to facilitate that engagement. Just before we bring in our next guest, we have some messages. Can we clear them? Let's see quickly. Ambassador Curtis Ward says thanks, everyone, and that's in reference to his 48th anniversary. You're welcome, Ward. And check out Ambassador Ward's Real Talk with Ambassador Curtis Ward. Andrea Pierce says, "Oh gosh, my mouth watering," in reference to the fried dumpling infused with ackee and which I was having earlier on. Ambassador Ward says, "The good bishop must have specially blessed the church season," in reference to Bishop Douglas Gooden, who apparently has started a line of seasonings. Andrea Pierce says, "Condole to the family," and that's in reference to the Jamaican who was killed in a bizarre incident. Officer Marika Mannion, 5-year-old mother of a 4-year-old son, a Jamaican, originally from Johannesburg.
What's that?
What a tragedy. Condolences, says Andrew Pierce. Inez Ayona Campbell says, "Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Durban." She says, and viewers, good morning, Inez Ayona. She says, "Is it just me because there's no audio?" All right, here's the thing, Inez Ayona Campbell and all the others who are watching and listening. Along the way, so we have upgraded in such a way that we can now microphone. We're doing Facebook Live and YouTube, so we can mute this microphone that is connected to the laptop, and therefore will not be able to hear our conversation like during the break. And then we unmute when we are back live. So that's how it's working so far. So Bermuda being the beneficiary of this. Florida before, I believe, yes? No, Bermuda. Yeah. Ambassador Ward says, "You are not alone." Audrey Smith in Southampton in England is watching. It's a pint, as they say in England. Ines Ayona Campbell says thanks, but it's up now in reference to the audio. And Smith says, sorry, Durban, pressed the wrong thing. All right. Thank you very much for your message, Audrey Smith. Keep those messages coming in here on the Jamaican line on Power 106 FM. Lynn B says, good morning, Durban. Yes, indeed. As we said, we now have the capacity to mute, and that's what we did. Thank you very much. All the very best. This is your program, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. We're continuing our build-up to this evening's big event of the Jamaican Association of Bermuda. There is another event that's happening this weekend, not in Bermuda, but this time in Washington, D.C. It's the D.C. World Reggae Festival at the RFK Festival Grounds today and tomorrow, August 20 and 21st. And they just needed to put one name on the poster, quite frankly. Beres Hammond, full stop. I mean, the ageless Beres Hammond. Goodness. Yes, indeed. And but it's going to be great in Washington, D.C., so you can check it out. So today, the 20th of August, Beres Hammond is the headliner. As I said, once I say anything else, all about Beres Hammond. And lots of other components to this DC World Reggae Festival at the RFK Festival Ground in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. Are encouraged and invited to go out and enjoy the DC World Reggae Festival. And for those who have concern about COVID-19, just a reminder that it is better to be on the outside than on the inside when it comes to COVID-19. So let's see some of the features of the DC World Reggae Festival. There's a kids zone, so lots of kids activities, art streets, local art show, beer mound, beer only bar, premium liquor, beverage beverages. There's a jerk lane with a variety of jerk. Package corner for small bites, quick snacks. The chill zone, take a break, relax, and enjoy the atmosphere. There's the VIP lounge experience presented by NSC and Moet Shondong. It's Moet and Shandong. DCWorldReggaeFestival.com is a good tool to get more information. The 2-day festival starts today and goes until 9 in the night, and you're encouraged to take full advantage of this experience. The DC World Reggae Festival. That's another of the events happening. And see, I think we've covered it. I believe we have, yes, we have covered the event. The representative of the Jamaican, the Jamaican Association Bermuda. In the meantime, though, we see Dr. Rosemary Adams-Lewis on. She says, as always, big show. Good morning to you. Dr. Rose, as we call her affectionately, is from, what's the name of her place again? Near Christiana in Manchester. That's where she's from. Robbins Bay, not Robbins. I'm almost remembering. Yeah, so Dr. Rose, you can remind me. Evina James says, good morning, you're welcome. Nice to have you in Bermuda. Thank you very much, Evina James. All the best to you. And Dr. Dunn in Skokie, Illinois has joined us as well. She says, good morning, Sir Ambassador Malcolm. You're very kind, Dr. Dunn. She says, blessings to all. Love the new mute feature that has been added. Please post pictures on the pink sand beaches. Well, that's no pressure for me. That's pressure for Mrs. Richardson. So Dr. Dunn is saying, please post pictures of the pink sand beaches. So you're going to have to help me facilitate that, please. Okay. So we have the Jamaica International Independence Farm competition on board as well. Great Saturday morning to you in beautiful Bermuda is the message. Here it says, good morning, Doc, Rosemary, Robbins Hall. Thank you very much. Malton Robbins Hall in Manchester. Dr. Rose, thank you. More in a moment.
You're listening to the time is now
7:30 in the morning in Kingston, Jamaica, which means it's 9:30 a.m. here in Hamilton, Bermuda.
Gentlemen, we're back. Gentlemen, returning
After the break,
new
we're on.
hot topic and a whole new vibe. Nice, dating, dancehall. You think it? We discuss it. You don't miss it. So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power One.
In tribute to Jamaican Diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. Proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks.
Let's go, studio. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. Live on the Beaners website, go-jamaica.com. I see Olga Hollingshead in Florida joining us as well. She says, good morning, Sir Gervin, Malcolm, and all your diaspora listening family and friends. Happy Sabbath morning to you. Wonderful and enjoy the day, peace and love. Thank you, Olga. All the best. Andrew Pearce says good morning to my Mandeville peeps. Morning to them too, Andrew Pearce. And so now we are going to speak with the public relations officer for the Jamaican Bermuda. Her name is Millington, right? Say call her Andrea Donna. There you go. So Andrea kept coming into my head. I don't know. Andrea, please get out of my head. This is Donna. Okay. Donna Millington is going to be with us right now. As we said, she's public relations officer for the Jamaican Association Bermuda. Good morning to you. How are you? Good to see you. Good to talk with you. Let's talk about your Jamaican connection first of all. Oh, hold on. That's big. A high school in Jamaica, in Clarendon, there in Clarendon, essentially, has more, I don't want to misspeak, but Olympia, let's just than any educational institution in the history of the Caribbean.
That's true.
Yeah, in the Western Hemisphere. Incredible. So, no, I'm not setting you up, but I'm just saying now, did you participate in sports?
Yes.
I dare tell us, please.
I never lose a race. I never participate outside of Jamaica, but in Jamaica, yes.
You never lost a race.
No. Sprint.
Which one? The 100?
Sprint 100.
Whoa, this is impressive. But you didn't. It was just for interform
Yes.
competition.
Yes.
Okay. So why not go forward to champs and so on?
Well, my parents were too strict to let me.
You know that has happened to a lot of. We have missed opportunities for a lot of our people.
Yeah.
They have the talent, they felt it, and they wanted to do it, but they ignored it. Please, track and field, really? No, become a doctor or something like that. So that happened in your case.
Yes.
So that having been said, what happened after that for you in terms of you just said goodbye to the sporting side, athletic side of you, and did
Well,
what?
I kept it off for years. I stopped training maybe about 2 years ago
Mhm.
for medical reasons. But over the years,
Up to 2 years ago, you said you were
training.
still training. Oh wow,
I'm training every day religiously.
wow, that's quite something. And so when you that bulb went off in terms of what you wanted to do going forward in terms of a profession, in terms of a vocation, what did you choose?
Well, I did secretarial at, and I worked for Mike Henry for about 2 years here. Just did a bit of nursing, but while in nursing, a job was advertised in the court as bailiff. I didn't know anything about bailiffs, but I researched it. And I went for the job and I was successful. I've been in the magistrate court now for 20 years.
How was that experience for you? Because I mean, as Jamaicans, we would say.
They think I'm too stern.
Okay. So.
I think I was sitting this now and tell me what to do. I told him also.
Oh. I see.
It's I'm no nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter who you are. I'll give you talk to you and give you a chance. But when it comes down to it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No nonsense.
And that's what professionalism is. In fact, Bob Marley had a line where he would say, "Don't care who it is." Yeah, I mean, you have to do what you have to do.
You have to do what you have to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I would go out, I would give notices to people, come in and see me, and see me.
Yeah. And you take whatever action that is needed. So now, so that's your day job, as it were. Where do you find time? Unless that job in and of itself is demanding and it plays on the mind too in ways. You could get stressed possibly when you deal with certain situations. You realize you're actually taking on other people's stress and so on.
And it gets a little bit stressful is when people are losing their houses.
Mm.
Especially in COVID, people working, and I find it hard, especially when they're trying.
Mm.
They usually otherwise than you should. It's no big deal for me.
Mhm.
When you're really trying,
Mhm.
it's hard.
You know, I can well understand. So now, tell us how you came to be a part of the Jamaican Association Bermuda.
Well, I was invited to a meeting.
Mhm.
vice president. And I started on 3 or 4 Dr. Wright because I didn't know what the role entails. I will walk you along if you need to. No, it's been okay. It's been hard. It's just been communicating the jobs, goals, and
Right. And there's
goals, beliefs, and where they want to go.
yes. Right. But in terms of your communication work, it's a matter of what? You have a master list, as it were, in terms of the contacts, people who you send information out to.
Well, it depends. If, like, a month ago we had Sycamore, it was to get funds for the Gift Gala, and that's from Jamaica.
Yeah.
The new round that's Ian Fleming.
Right.
So we were unveiling. So it was called Sycamore. So I would write letters to get sponsors. And we have appointments, like government and I sent a letter to write, congratulations. We have condolences. So it doesn't have to be plastic, but if in the association sees something like someone dies, and there's my attention, and I write it in Jamaica, Barbara Rubin sang some.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because she came here as
Oh, I didn't.
yeah. Miss Richardson? She was at the event. Yeah. So it and the Jamaican Prime Minister in 2019 rolled out an initiative with tree planting. And we
Number of trees
3
for
million.
over 3 million. Yeah, I've heard about and I've read about the to find out how many we have gone so far. I think you're right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coming up will be the first.
He did I think the Prime Minister went to or took his the African countries. Was it Kenya? One of those, or Ethiopia, or Tanzania. One of those.
So we sort of copied them, maybe not on the same day.
Right.
As a matter of fact, Honorable Minister Rodin, that's going Ghana tonight, was at our tree planting and representing the government. So we collaborate with the trust and we had a tree. We need to continue. We will do this year.
Okay. Very good. So in terms of your list of things to do, how have you been managing and that you have been receiving the requisite support from other members of the team of volunteers? What has that experience to do playing your part and the extent of and nature and extent of the support that from the other members of the Jamaican Association Bermuda?
They have been very, very supportive. I can say that. Because if executive board, if I write a letter and I feel like I need a bit more tweaking to it, I would put it on the chat. And each member will say, no, you can have this. They will tweak it. They've been very supportive.
That's good to know. And now, leading up to today's big event, this evening's Jamaica 6 Gala at the Hamilton Princess Hotel, how those those plans come together at this point, especially insofar as you have had to play certain roles or decisions or take certain actions in relation to the event. What has that experience been like for you leading up to this very significant celebration in the history of Jamaica?
It's been exciting. Like they say in the little book, the town.
Yes.
Well, I have seen that in the planning of this event.
Hold on, don't move. We're up on a break. One moment, please, listeners. Our guest is Donna Millington. She's Public Relations Officer with the Jamaican Association Bermuda. We're at the Jamaican Court Street in Hamilton, Bermuda.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
7:45 in the morning, Kingston, Jamaica. Well, make that now 14 minutes, going up to 10 o'clock here in Hamilton, Bermuda.
both sides of a story.
Morning, Celise. What's happening?
Stories from Jamaica and across the world. Keep it
Hold on,
warm on the
I'm
issues of
not
the day.
hearing you.
It's both sides of the story. It's from 2 to 5 p.m. Learn interesting facts in the area. Participate in live discussions on events locally and
Hold on, the
internationally.
audio.
That will be at 4 from Jamaicans at home and
Can you
abroad.
WhatsApp me? 819-9761, please. Yes. Oh, the music is gone now, so you took out the
Right,
song. Okay.
and then cut entrepreneurship. Today, 5 p.m. Live on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
Someone will say, maybe
No
not
truck
protected.
is in Jamaica. If you're experiencing
Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. Dervan Malcolm, and we're coming to you live from Grill at 32 Court Street here in Bermuda, and we thank you very much for staying. We have Bishop Gooden standing by. Remember, we said we saw a message, and we just wanted to clarify whether this was serious or not, that Bishop Gooden now has his own line of seasonings. So we're going to talk to Bishop in a little while. He's in Orlando, Florida. Right now on location, we have Donna Millington. She's Public Relations Officer with the Jamaican Association Bermuda. And I asked to the break in terms of how, yeah, you were talking about how organizing and coordinating for this Jamaica 60 event has demonstrated that as Jamaicans, we little but we tallow.
Yes.
So I'll just have you pick up the point from there.
And there's been a lot of support from like the lifetime member, Richardson,
Oh yes. Keynes.
I mean, everything. They're just there to support.
Yes.
I could call anytime, you know, and I've seen more the president, Judy Morgan Swan, the treasurer. We just work together as one.
Mhm.
Um, people, I think so.
Yes, indeed. In fact, Google brought it to attention because there's a system where if your name is published anywhere in the world online, Google points it out to you. Yes.
So that was my article.
Ah.
But that was in everyone worked. The princes from the lake doing bags and stuff.
A lot of work, but you wear it well. I mean, you don't look like someone who lacks sleep.
Like they said, life you shouldn't be existing.
Yes,
You should be living.
that's right.
And you're seeing living.
Mhm.
I'm enjoying life. Every
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
this is not work to me. This is the love of my country
Mhm.
and for the pride. Um, we went on a cruise actually, first met us. And in the midst of the dancing, we put on the Jamaican song. And everyone, these stopped what they were doing, put everything down, and came to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing that makes you so proud and to be Jamaican and to wearing 876.
1876, no, it's 123.
Indeed. So it is. We could talk all morning, but we're going to leave it here for now.
Yes.
But any useful bit of information in terms of how people can, those listening to us and watching us at home and abroad, can follow the work of the Jamaican Association Bermuda? What's their best? Mhm. Yes. And in terms of keeping in touch and getting in touch, and staying in touch with the Jamaican Association Bermuda, just Google Jamaican Association
We have
Bermuda.
a website.
Mhm.
Where's it? We have a website. We
Yeah.
will be able to give.
I think once you Google it, everything anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
But teamwork.
Yeah.
We three years ago,
Mhm.
and we're so strong right now. Teamwork.
Excellent. And you know what they say, teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah. Out of many,
Mhm.
one.
One people. Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. All the
It's
best.
my pleasure.
Okay. That's Donna Millington. She's the Public Relations Officer of the Jamaican Association Bermuda as we continue our broadcast live from the Jamaican Grill at 32 Port Street here in Hamilton, Bermuda. Gooden, who has been, what do we say, cooking up a storm, seasoning up a storm. I'm curious. I want to confirm that this is in fact so, especially in an age of fake news. Please say it is so, Douglas Gooden. How are you? Sorry, our end or yours, but the sound it's a little more clarity. It's a little muffled. Again, I'm not sure if it's from your end. Whatever you can do to assist us in fine tuning that we're getting, maybe with the help of our program assistant in studio, because we really want to then clear, Bishop. So while that is being sorted out, let's say good morning to Dr. Dwayne Dice. Dr. Dwayne Dice is a very supportive Jamaican when it comes to education. In fact, he represents an organization called Educations International, He's the leader of that organization, Education Solutions International. Dr. Dice says, great morning to you and your welcome to you too, Dr. Dice. And Che Vahenai says she is, okay, that was the audio earlier on being a little low. Violet White says, good morning, Durban, blessings to you, and you're listening on Violet White. And Andrea Peart wasn't hearing clearly earlier on. So we're going to try again for that connection, Bishop Douglas Gooden. Let's see if clearer. Bishop, are you there? Yes, it's a little better. It's a little better. So is it a fact that you now have your own line of seasonings?
Yes, sir. And the cake that we just managed to elevate a company called Island Spice. And they are the latest company out of Jamaica, starting with that. And just the other season, it's packaging produced by Island.
So what can you tell us with respect to the availability of your brand? Where can people get their hands on Bishop Gooden seasoning?
They can get it off the Island Spice website. Coming soon because we just launched it only a few weeks ago. So it's going to be in our export markets in Jamaica, public in Florida. I brought it here to Africa. I'm not in Nigeria, in Abuja, Nigeria, and I'm introducing it to our family. So pretty soon, David, and I'm taking a package for you because I have to make sure you first my jerk chicken and also my jerk shrimp.
Well, we can't wait. We need to have you back on. I just wanted to clarify this morning that this is in fact so, and that it wasn't fake news. We're happy to hear, Bishop, that there is now Bishop Gooden seasoning. We're happy to hear that, and as you can go to the Island Spice website to get it.
Islandspice.com, and you can drink from them. Mr. Malcolm,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
also here at the High Commissioner compound with the High Commissioner of Jamaica Reed, and they are still in the celebration of Jamaica here in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, there's a continuing function coming up next week, Sunday, that will be also part of the whole celebration. Let me let you say a quick hello, Commissioner Reed, and then we'll see you like to speak to you more maybe next week. And that is going on here, Nigeria, Commissioner Reed, Mr. David Merton. Hello, Mr. Malcolm.
Hi, how are you?
Afternoon. I am very well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be joining you and your listeners. Warmest greetings from Abuja in Nigeria.
Warmest greetings to you too. Hear you quite clearly, clearer than Bishop. Maybe we need to find out if your mic is more seasoned than Bishop's mic.
Well, I don't know. It's a mic that the good Lord gave. But
Go right ahead, please, and give us a sense of how the celebration have been going so far. What are some of the ways in which Jamaica's 60th anniversary of political independence been received and manifested in Nigeria?
well, we Jamaica and Nigeria share a common bond, a long historical relationship going back over 400 years with the transatlantic slave trade. So here in 2022, the 60th anniversary, we decided to launch our activities with a Thanksgiving service. And it was really very warmly received. We held it at the throne room church, and it was really a spiritually enlightening experience for not just Jamaicans, but the Nigerian brothers and sisters who were also in attendance, as well as members of the diplomatic community and our friends from all over the world. So that was on the 31st of July, on the eve of Emancipation Day. And then an independence reception, also here in of all. And that too really allowed us to share Jamaican food and drinks, jerk beef, jerk chicken, jerk pork, all the delights, even fritters, So we had a good time highlighting, how far Jamaica has come these 60 years and the path we want to start with partners and brothers like the good people of Nigeria who have been with us for so many years. And we are continuing, as Bishop mentioned, with a culinary exposition.
Hold on, can you tell us one moment? Tell us some more right after this break, please. One moment, please.
You listen to Power 106 FM. The time is now
a minute past 8 o'clock in the morning in Kingston, Jamaica. Means it's 10:01 a.m. here in Hamilton, Bermuda.
Jesus, oh, how I love to call your name.
Tune in 6 FM for the longest running religious program. Join Pastor Errol Hayes. A source of support and inspiration in these trying times. That's the prayer line, Power 106 FM, Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Join us.
You're on the love side of the auto world.
It's the only Jamaican radio dedicated to the world of automobile. It's the Auto World, Shelley and McLagan. Get news and reviews relating to vehicles and automotive technology. Learn the ins and outs of mechanical operation. Find out about the various stakeholders in the local and international automotive sectors. From auto finance to road safety to motorcycles, the Auto World is your one-stop shop for every auto. That's the Auto World with Shelley and McLagan. Weekdays at 5:15 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
To Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you give up on us. Our sincere thanks.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Gervan Malcolm. We're continuing our broadcast from 32 Court Street in Hamilton, Bermuda, the home of the Jamaican Grill. And online, we have Bishop Reed, and they've been giving us some insights into Jamaica 60 celebrations in Nigeria. And was it you, Bishop Reed, who was, I believe, as we took the break, you were saying there would be a culinary event?
High Commission of Jamaica.
I beg your pardon, High Commissioner. Sorry. Sorry, High.
On the read. Yes. Yes, no, I'm fortunate to have Bishop passing through, and he's certainly a man who has been doing a lot for promoting Jamaica's culture, mainly in the United States where he resides, but he has also taken on a lot of activities and projects here in Africa. And so
We're going on to talk about the culinary side that you're about to say. Is that a kind of a showcasing of Jamaican food?
yes, as a further event in our list of activities to commemorate the anniversary of independence, we are staging in Lagos, which is the former capital of Nigeria, on 28th of August, that's next week, Sunday. And it will be an opportunity for us to showcase the best of Jamaica's cuisine along the best of Nigeria's cuisine, because we have so much in common, but at the same time we have our unique culinary influences, and we want to highlight that to a wider audience. Majority of the Jamaicans in Nigeria live in and around Lagos, so they are highly anticipating this event alongside the Nigerians, many of whom have had exposure to Jamaican seasoning or chicken, spices, the different ways we prepare our seafood at the beach fish and so on. So, we want to as another element in the cultural over the past that opportunity for cultural engagement, but it will also provide opportunities for tourism development. People will want serious of the culinary delight that we will be making available. So, there will be many opportunities for further engagement going forward.
And the other thing, High Commissioner Reid, is the connection with a school that I have more than a passing acquaintance with. Calabar High School, they have from the port city in Nigeria, and the movement of slaves from that area all the way to Rio Grande, Trelawney. So much so, it's realized where they were and around they said Calabar, because it reminded them of Calabar in Nigeria. In fact, Jamaica celebrated 50 years of independence. The High Commissioner, the Nigerian High Commissioner, a trip for one of the vice principals and about 3 or so students to be taken to in Nigeria for the celebration. So the history of the connection or connections between Jamaica and Nigeria is quite palpable.
Well, I must say that Wi-Fi was a little bit. I heard the point where you indicated that there is a connection between the and Nigeria through Calabar
High school.
Well, and the Calabar High School. I missed a little bit of the rest that you.
Yes, so essentially the states were brought to in Trelawney, looked around. The place looked so much like Calabar in Nigeria, so they just called the place Calabar. And to this day, there's a place there, Rio Grande in Trelawney, called Calabar, And it's in that area that the idea was birthed to create a platform for the training of local Baptist ministers. And that's how the Calabar Theological College got started. And the history goes on to tell us about the establishment of Calabar High School itself and so on. The point that when Jamaica celebrated 50 years of independence, one of the vice principals at Calabar and about 3 or more students were treated like dignitaries when they were taken to Nigeria, and they had tons of pictures and stories to tell of their experiences there. So that bond is still in place, and there's no changing that.
We very much treasure and value that historical connection that we share, and we are working through different ways to strengthen the bond. In fact, in Jamaica and Nigeria, we have a joint commission which is openly fairly regularly. We recently had the fourth meeting of that joint commission here in Abuja in February of this year. That joint commission sets the framework for cooperation between the two countries. Of course, we discuss all the various areas, whether through economic cooperation, tourism, air connection, culture, and to strengthen every aspect of that cooperation. Especially, as I said, we are really highlighting the strong connection and again to education, to other areas. In fact, there are other names in Jamaica that also resonate here in Nigeria, which is also from Nigeria. There's a place here in Nigeria called Wagler. And there were some adventurous workers who came from Abuja who, they work in Jamaica. And, when they, again, as you say, like, go from Atlantic and here, they were very much like, their own. That's a small case from there. So there are many connections.
Well, is there a way in which all over the world can kind of some kind of an opening into operations and activities for Jamaica 60? Is there to see the pictures, maybe to read a story or two, just so that they are able to connect or reconnect with the
Well, that has been held. We have shared some of the shows in your highlights with our community. So the foreign ministry social media pages would have some of the pictorial and highlights of the so far. And we certainly welcome that, and also make that available on the social media platform of the foreign ministry. So, can certainly do that.
Very good, very good. Bishop, is Bishop still with you, High Commissioner Reed?
Yes, very much here.
Okay, just have a look as we wrap.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
People you want to listen. And very best wishes to everyone. And again, happy 60th anniversary to Jamaica.
Thank you very much. That's Jamaica's High Commissioner to Nigeria, Esmond Reed. High Commissioner Esmond Reed, we thank him very much for his service to Jamaica and the diaspora. Always up to something good in name and nature. Well done, Bishop, and we look forward to tasting the seasoning. And to you too, High Commissioner Reid. Long may you continue to serve Jamaica, land we love, at home and abroad. All the best. Thank you both so much. Thank you. There's more after the break.
106 FM. The time is now
8:15 in the morning in Kingston, Jamaica, which means it's 10:15 a.m. here in Hamilton, Bermuda.
Listen, every Indian calendar parade with Dr. Winston Kodak. Now with an extended time, 5 to 6 p.m. Join us and learn more about Indian culture and music. Yeah, right. 106 FM.
Your besties and the Jamaican Life Party on St. Lucia this Saturday. Turn this up as we party to the cash. Jerry and Patrick Hall. Connect to midnight. That whole thing with big girls. Cold. Live with party at 32 Lincoln's Road. At 95% is 20% on our online dance Bermuda on this St. Lucia app. Link in the two way. The guy you should get. So bring your girlfriend and the party. Stay cool. So cold. Oh my. Welcome to the world's number one dancer. Here's a old street. Responsibly.
In tribute to Jamaican Diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. See you. Thanks.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. I'm Court Street in Hamilton, Bermuda. Welcome to those who've joined us since the last time we checked. Hello to Diana McIntyre Pipe. She says, Sir Durban Malcolm, I'm in the Grill and Lucy area for 2 weeks. Since tourism is doing well, we need to focus more on the infrastructure here, as the traffic jams are daily, especially in Lucy, which needs towards a proposed bypass as arrivals and departures and tours get held up for long periods. Perhaps our diaspora can help, surmises Diana McIntyre Pike. Thank you for your message, Diana Pike. Andrea Peart says, congratulations, Bishop Gooden, to the Bishop Douglas Gooden seasoning. Andrea Peart says, congratulations to Grocery List Jamaica for being in all 14 parishes of Jamaica. People can now shop from abroad for their family in Jamaica. Also, for delivery, get paid in US dollars. Visit Grocery List Jamaica, says the message. Thank you for the message here on your program, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106, streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, and continuing. No. Continuing here on your program, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And we're continuing our broadcast, and we're looking forward to the work and experience of the media entity of Elmore of Fresh Creation Limited, operator of Fresh TV local media production that focuses on culture and entertainment. He's Bermudian, keen with respect to Jamaican culture. He's also an educator and entrepreneur, been recently providing the community with fresh coconut juices and other products. And at some point, we'd love to. All right, so we keep the program going. In the meantime, here on your program, the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. Hello to Natalie Winter. She says, "Great morning, Durban. Your background looks keep up the work. Keep safe. Thank you. Thank you very much, Natalie Winter in Washington Gardens." Keep those messages coming in. The WhatsApp line is calling as well. Let's see. Evadne White says, "Mr. Malcolm, to you and all in the diaspora, glad to be in class today for your message, and all the very best to you." And thank you very much. Other messages from Love Music, Calvin Lake. And in 1978, I lived in Hamilton, Bermuda, Pembroke, as a teenager, where I shopped at Piggly Wiggly Supermarket. The Lake family in Hamilton, I say hello, and my sister Anne. You're not far from the Southampton Princess Hotel. Take a swim at Horseshoe Bay. Thanks and enjoy. P.S. I knew a Jamaican tailor there at the time. Thank you very much for sharing your story with us. Your Bermuda experience, Calvin Lake. Thank you for the information and all the very best. Reverend Smith, good morning to you. How are you? Hope all is well. Sean says, "Good morning, Uncle Durban. Can you please tell who's that?" Okay, good, Sean. And let's go down the line. The messages 876 3346. Hello to Sharon Smith of the Osamarty Alumni Association, New York. They are still doing what they do best, and we also are standing to continue the engagement here on location at the Jamaican 32 Court Street here in Hamilton, Bermuda. In the meantime, keep those messages on YouTube as well as Facebook Live, buzzing with messages as well. Thank you all so much for making it the Jamaican Diaspora online here on Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, all over the world. Here's another Jamaica 60 event that is happening. Tickets are all but gone. We're told Lee and Diamonds left, but you can party after 9:30 p.m. by Leroy Sibbles, backed by Derek Band. And this is the official Jamaica 60 Diamond Jubilee Gala, which takes place at the Marriott Marquis in New York City for a special gala rate of $279 per night, heart of Times Square, and only steps away from the gala. A number of individuals being honored this year. Dr. Sandra Lindsay, the first to be vaccinated in a population of 140 million people in the United States of America. It had taken to take the first vaccine. Dr. Sandra Lindsay, CE, Commander of the Order of Distinction. Also, the Honorable Mr. Monty Alexander, OJ, Dr. Maurice Wright, Chief Medical Officer, New York City Health and Hospital in Harlem. Mr. Mark Newman, President and CEO of the Chimors, let's get this right. Yes, could be Chamor or Chamor's Company, born and raised in Jamaica. And also being recognized, Mr. Jeffrey Flax, President and CEO of Hartford Healthcare, and Mr. Basil L. Anderson, member of the Board of Directors of Moody. So, big event, funds raised will go. They're seeking to purchase 6 dialysis machines with $40,000 each. In terms of education, they're seeking to provide 6 scholarships for students from across 3 counties to attend tertiary institutions in Jamaica. The scholarships will be for the full 3 or 4 year program, $15,000. Thank you very much. Community Center provides training and other interventions for youth in the community. And so that's one of the organizations to benefit. And generally speaking, community development, with MHHC Foundation to provide healthcare intervention to the residents of the Bronx community in which the Morris Heights Health Center is currently located. So that's another gala, not to be confused with the ones in Bermuda. This one is taking place in New York. This one is taking place in New York, and that is going to be this evening at 6 o'clock. Well, this evening at 7 o'clock here in Bermuda, Hamilton Princess, the Harbor View Room to be precise. That is Jamaica 60 celebrations will unfold. So I think we did see him earlier on. I was wondering what happened. Mr. Elmore, yes, of Fresh Creation Limited, and also operator of Fresh TV. Yes. A man who knows how to, okay, how to what do you do? Chop coconut?
Yes, I chop coconut. Shady people that, that Bermuda. Greetings in the name of the Most High God. The Lord Savior, yes. All the saints and marvels that's going on before us, all the way back to Ethiopia. Great faithful orthodoxy to the West by way of Jamaica and these places that came to Bermuda. A lot of people don't know that. That journey man left Bermuda, let's seek it. So give thanks for that. Amen. And as a way, one of the things that I learned in my media life is that we really should all be one Caribbean. Yes, we really all should be one dialect. So this celebration of any nation within the Caribbean should be celebrated all of us, because right to Haiti, who are the real fresh rebellious bunch that really sent the colonials packing with no compromise, was Haiti. And we see they still suffer today. So anytime a nation is moving towards its sovereignty of complete control over its matters and its people to be free, we should celebrate. And culturally, is one of those things that we must reconnect ourselves with as one. We must reconnect ourselves through culture, because without the culture, who are we? What are we? How do we define? How do we carry better things and improve things into the future? How do we do that if it's not for culture? You see, and so through our spiritual life, we really are the keepers of our culture, because that's our first culture, is being connected to the Most High God. So He is that developed these things and gave us these fruits of the earth, right? From the earth to the coconut, which is even probably super seed. This is a very old thing.
Right.
This coconut is good.
Don't move. Tell us some more in just a minute.
Protecting Jamaica's borders from illicit import is a key priority for the Jamaican Customs Agency. The JCA will remain vigilant and resolute in effectively fulfilling this mandate. The time by the Jamaican Customs Agency is
8:31 in the morning in Kingston, Jamaica, which means it's 29 minutes to 11 here in Hamilton, Bermuda.
On the hero on the scene by taking the COVID vaccine. Vaccinated as soon as sit up on the max door, listen to the rumors. This vaccine might just make it possible for teachers to see face to face with schoolers. This vaccine make it safe for everybody from the young to the elderly. Don't you want to go back to living normally when things were more orderly? And if you want to live a longer life, then we all have to do what's right. So let's get vaccinated along with the heroes at the front line. But this is true, it's your carefully.
Oh, God. Love your besties and the Joyful Life Party on St. Christmas Eve this Saturday. Turn things up as you party to the blazing music of King Cash. Enjoy Call 11 p.m. to midnight. That's a introducing girls party at 32 Lithouse Road and live on K95. And with them on our ETV. Online on Bermuda on this Thursday. But blazing in our two Washington area, hosted by Nisha Red. So great party and decorations with those cold. All right, we're about the worst number one bottle. Here's your only drinks in the party of the company.
Tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora. Wherever you go, shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go, shine. You need to know.
Thanks for being with us here on your program, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online, 106 FM. I'm Durvan Malcolm. We're live at 32 Court Street in Hamilton, Bermuda, home of the Jamaican Grill. Right beside me here is Elmore of Fresh Limited. And you could call him many things, including the Coconut Man. He was just about to talk about the coconut and to the earth and so on. You want to pick it up from there?
Yes. So basically, I have been studying this coconut for more than 20 years now. But in the last 7 years, I looked at how sustainable it can be here in Bermuda. And after being a person who has traveled to Jamaica many times and has tasted the water of Jamaica through the coconut, and always loved the experience. I was always marveled by the experience, and every time I went to Jamaica, I like to hear about the Sunfest, the old Sunfest, and here they got a new Sunfest, and when I worked for Sunfest for many years as well, shooting the festival. So this is where I was really introduced in 1992. I went to Jamaica for the first time. So this is where I was really introduced in 1992. I went to Jamaica for the first time. My father has a big connection down there as well to Jamaica. And marveled me, and I found out that this enough coconuts here. Why can't we do this? So I studied it, I looked at it, and here I am today. Now I chop coconuts basically every day I can, chopping out for people. And basically I've learned through trial and through memory. Because if you put it in your memory, you learn how to chop. Not even, this is my first cutlass right here. It's a real small one. And I got it in the relationship of one day chopping coconuts. So it's set for many years. For more than 15 years, this coconut, this set. Because from the top of the tree. And their biggest experience with the coconut was a falling coconut. So what's the really is? Because it's a falling coconut, and you know, once the coconut falls, even though you can't see inside, because it is under such high pressure, a lot of people don't understand that about the coconut. It's under high pressure. Okay, so the water that's getting into these things right here, basically you go in and the water fills up, and then what happens? If it drops, you may think, it's perfect. But inside, the crack creates advertency and then solid within 5 to 6 hours. So that's the real journey of the coconut. And so here in Uptown, in Court Street, which is the place of the revolution, which is why this is our revolutionary crescent for independence for Bermuda. This first, he was basically hung in Bermuda, in terms of celebrating. We have to celebrate us all because this is a person who lost his life and was the last person in the gallows of Bermuda because he was a revolutionary, And so basically he went on for killing the governor. There are 2 places in the world that have killed governors. One is India, and the other is Bermuda. So we give him the credit because they gave him the death penalty. So therefore, this is our revolutionary 1977, and from this area, from this street, that fire was lit. So that's why I'm wearing this shirt right here to celebrate him today, along with you guys saying, hey Bermuda, we have a ways to do it. Let's look at Jamaican independence as a step towards our sovereignty, and let's celebrate with them, and hopefully one day they can celebrate with Bermuda.
Wonderful. So you're going to chop one of those coconuts.
You want me to chop one for you? I'll chop one for you. Okay. I usually will do that the other way, so I'm going to turn it around. Yeah, my good one. Because the shorter end is the other way. Now, there's a couple of ways that people chop. The Jamaicans really, a lot of times, they chop one side. They will go straight to the seed, 2 chops. I like chopping, so I chop a little bit around. I like giving people the shell, right? So there's the shell, then I just shell. Give it a shell. Give it a share, because once again, I want people to get the culture. I want people to get the culture. I want people to get the culture, so I chop a lot more. You know what I mean? Because the one chop is true, but I'm just making a lot of water. I do the one chop. Why? Some people get the culture. They like to see the blade working, So I like working the blade, carve it up nice and sweet. Then I give it a couple of knocks. Bam, bam, give it a little ego, give you your piece, and then your one. Boom. Now this is a really, and let me hold that for you. Right, this is a really nice coconut because it's out there. Let's put it like this. This is a specialty. I bought some specials because we don't find a lot of these in here. This yellow one, this is the hybrid. They don't grow 15-month-old. Nice and sweet. That's a straw for you. Right? And, real mud dog sort of like, drink straight from the shower. But, because he can't mess up his shirt today, he's on here. We don't want to go on that stuff. Here, thanks. Oh boy, your first Bermudian coconut. Here in Burmese. There we go. Our history. I'm glad to be a part of this. I thank the Jamaican Association for even thinking about me. A huge part of the client base over here is Jamaican and West Indian. And so, it's really fitting that I send some support. And I thank them for, allowing me to come in on this special day. And like I said, I really, really hope that we can get ourselves together as one family. It's really important in the diaspora. So, you doing your work, thank you. Yeah, any questions?
No, we're good. We're good. You've covered it all. And we have a bit of ground to cover as well in terms of other interviews. But it's been a pleasure. But what about your, what's it called?
Fresh TV.
TV.
Fresh TV is a melanin channel, you know, it's reshaping itself to be about completely 100 melanin. You know, I don't consider myself a black man. Black is on my shirt, I am a melanin man. We have 10,000 shades. We are not classified by the system of operation that puts black against white. We're a classification system. It's our nature. Its skin is who God made us as, and it's at the top of its class. So, Fresh TV is about to transform itself into the Melanin TV, METV, Melanin TV. Demonstrate the excellence of who we are, where we come from, and how we got here, and where we need to go.
All right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. How can people follow you online? Are you online?
I'm online right now. Thank you very much for being so kind and the exposure. I'm humble. Thank you. On Facebook, Fresh TV Bermuda, which is there. You could look at the history of Fresh TV Bermuda and you see my journey about how we are good, where we're good in life. You know, so if you look at Fresh TV Bermuda, you can check us out on Fresh TV Vimeo page as well. Fresh TV Bermuda Vimeo. You can see all the episodes and see the type of stuff that I shared on this whole journey of the past 7 years, and you'll see why this is so important to us as a thing. And can I say one more thing?
Okay.
This coconut right here, I have a book. This book right now is called the Hustle Nuts. Mm-hmm. And the Hustle Nuts is a program that we show that through our own ability to have our own access to raw commodity, we can create jobs. We can create jobs for people who don't necessarily can work in the mainstream. Mm-hmm. So especially in places like this where we have plenty of that. So this now is a way for people to earn a living as well. So I teach people the culture. They real health benefits, they give that back to the community, and the people who the community won't hire can have some jobs in sustainability work. So the Hustle Nuts program is what this is, and I'm a Hustle Nut, and I'm creating more hustle. And sure, the Hustle Nuts with locals and foreigners alike. So yeah, that's real deal.
Sounds like you have a busy schedule. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you for having me. I really appreciate you and all the people in Jamaica and worldwide. You know, one heart, one ear, one destiny. Love you all from the heart.
All right, thank you. Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. That's streaming live on the Demon's website, go-jamaica.com. Thank you very much, Elmore. The rest Elmore of Fresh Creation Limited and also Fresh TV. Let's get ready for our next guest. We see the messages coming in from sterlingandtrading.com saying, blessed day to all. Let us give thanks for the moment of life. So we say thanks, listeners. Sir Malcolm have nothing to do with my name. He's the teacher. I've been listening long before YouTube. It's a joy to text. And text. It's a joy texting to the program, sir. Keep up the great work you're doing. Same to you. Thank you very much. And with us, Elder Vincent Mattox. God's blessings to you too. Bishop Tullen Neal, Dr. Trevor Dixon, founder of the Jaja Foundation. It's sweet, Reverend Malcolm. I'm trying to read your face in reference to the coconut. Yes, indeed. It was quite refreshing. Velma Parker says, good morning, Mr. Malcolm. Coconut. God bless you. Enjoy your day. Blessings to you too, Velma Parker. Keep those messages coming in. And for the break, the Deputy Premier will speak with us.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
8:45 a.m. in Kingston, Jamaica. About morning in Hamilton, Bermuda. Okay. All right. I thought you were going to. Okay.
Our input model. And from Cooperative Credit Union Limited, Council of Community Colleges of Jamaica, Jamaican Teachers Association Credit Union, and University of the Commonwealth Caribbean.
In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. I'm Gervan Malcolm, and we're coming to you live from the Jamaican Grill at 32 Court Street here in Hamilton, Bermuda. With us right now is the Honorable Walter JP, MP, Deputy Premier, Minister of Home Affairs. Good morning to you, Deputy Premier. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Malcolm. So happy to be here with you at a fine Bermudian institution, the Jamaican Grill, which I don't think there's a Bermudian who hasn't had the pleasure of their cuisine and their hospitality. It is truly an institution that I've grown up with here in Bermuda, and perhaps it has become as much as a representation of Jamaican presence and culture in Bermuda, but it's become a Bermudian institution and has defined sort of the growth and popularity of Jamaican culture and cuisine in Bermuda. So happy to be here with you.
Happy to have you on board Home Affairs. If you were to give us a status report on how things are here at home, what would you say?
I would say that they are improving, as with many other islands in the Caribbean community. We are all recovering from the COVID experience, economic challenges that preceded that, and trying to rebuild and recover and give our people the attention and care they need to also come out of this period. We know that we're all experiencing cost of living challenges in the region, cost of fuel, cost of essential materials, and we are, just like every other island, working to manage those situations. And I, and of course the Premier, who is not with us today, but is off island, but brings his well wishes to you and to all your listeners, is working hard with our colleagues, all the colleagues in Parliament, and outside of Parliament to actually deal with these challenges.
And challenges, there are many all over the globe.
Yes.
Is there an order of priority which made public in terms of the government saying these are the areas we're going to be focusing on, these are the challenges we're going to be taking on?
Yes, we have a very clear economic recovery plan which we have presented to the public that we have already deployed and we are working to ensure gets in place. We are certainly focused on tourism recovery, which we know will aid in job recovery. We certainly are continuing to support our existing industries, international business, and other related construction and other areas of which our people are essentially relying on for their own economic livelihood. Education and reforming and transforming education to be applicable to the needs of our young people and their development, and to be a part of what is clearly going to be a digital future globally, not only locally. So we're focusing on those things clearly, and we're certainly addressing some of the dislocation, social and mental dislocation that has come out of the COVID period for people. You know, people are still challenged, say, with moving out of this situation that so many have been unfortunately victims of, whether they themselves have experienced a loved one has passed, whether they themselves have had the virus and are in recovery, or are experiencing issues that have come as a result of the situation with the virus and the other circumstances. It has put every country focusing on those things: economic recovery, social recovery, human recovery.
Yes. And recovery is being supported, not just those who are right here in Bermuda, but those who have chosen to make Bermuda their adopted country or their adopted home. As Jamaica celebrates 60 years of independence and having this celebration this evening, what is the general posture of the government of Bermuda when it comes to embracing Jamaica and Jamaicans and any other nationality for that matter?
We are overjoyed by the achievement of Jamaica as a country, as a people, as a nation, and that we are able to, with you, here in Bermuda, and I'm sure elsewhere, celebrate this important milestone in your history. The premier, I believe, was in Jamaica during the celebration earlier this week, and earlier this month. I would love to have been there myself, frankly, but duty call to take place. But I think this is such an important, wonderful moment for the people of Jamaica, no matter where they are. In Jamaica, a part of the very vast diaspora, which I know exists, and a part of it is here, has been here for many years. I can tell you additionally that certainly Bermuda has had the benefit, if I can say, of the Jamaican experience long before 1962, with finding their way here. As you know, Jamaicans are almost, I would call, like world explorers. For centuries, Jamaicans have gone out into the world and established their way, but taking the Jamaican experience with them. That is no different here. Jamaicans have participated in our society at so many, particularly in education, particularly in health, particularly even in inspiring changes politically and socially, and have been involved themselves in those processes and become a part of the community. I can go beyond many people, but that's too much for the time that we have. But we embrace, we are happy, we hope that we are seen as being part of a partner in your celebration of this great momentous achievement of your country.
Indeed, well, we thank you very much, and thanks to the government and people of Bermuda for the tremendous that you continue to do. We can see the changes. I mean, when I came a couple of nights ago, I noticed there was a brand new airport, other developments taking place. So some good days ahead.
Yes, we believe that Bermuda has even brighter days ahead of her. And we know that we share this experience in many countries, just like Jamaica, all over the Caribbean. If I can just make sure I make this clear, Bermuda sees herself as part of the Caribbean family. Geography does not inhibit connectivity, culture, history. It does not separate that for us.
United.
Those are the elements that unite us. Even though we're up here in the North Atlantic a bit, we feel we are part of the family. And which is why I can enthusiastically tell you that we share the celebration with you. We have a few steps to do in that journey, but if anything, it inspires us. And being a part of the celebration that you have recently had even makes it more conclusive for many of us here in Bermuda that the journey that you have already completed and continue to actually evolve, as we know, we wish to, at some point in Bermuda, get on that journey when time is right.
The message is clear. Thank you so much.
And thank you for the opportunity to be here with you. I will be at the celebration tonight.
Yes, indeed.
I will be giving a message on behalf of the Premier and, of course, the people of Bermuda to the celebrants of the important milestone. I'm looking forward to being there.
Same here. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank
you. Take care. Bye-bye. So, listeners, there you have it. The Honorable Walter H. Roban, Deputy Premier and the Minister of Home Affairs here in Bermuda. And he is going to be one of the speakers at this evening's 60, Jamaica 60 Gala. Right. Thank you very much, Deputy.
Thank you.
Okay, great. And so we're going to... Oh, welcome, Mary Richards. We see you. Good morning to you as well. Thank you very much for tuning in, and all the best. So we are going to make another connection or two. We're going over a bit in terms of the segment. And so right now, a gentleman was been waiting patiently online, Mr. Christopher, of the David Wagler Scholarship Foundation. It's that time of year again, and it's that time again to be event, which is the football extravaganza. Alabama versus Casey and other teams will be competing, and it's all a part of the fundraising efforts of the David Wagler Scholarship Foundation based in Washington, D.C. Well, straddling Washington, D.C. and Kingston, Jamaica, let's give it that way. Christopher Hunt has been waiting in the wings, and we thank you for his patience and understanding as we try to clear our list of interviewees on location here at the Jamaican Grill at 32 in Hamilton, Bermuda. Christopher Hunt, are you there? Good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning, Walter, and to all your listeners worldwide. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. So I don't mind waiting because you always give a lot of individuals this platform to talk about our different projects that we're working on. So thank you for having me this morning.
It's a pleasure. First of all, can you lay the background? Can you lay the foundation, please, in terms of the organization we've come to know and as the David Wagler Scholarship Foundation?
Sure. So real quickly, in 2007, David, my brother, passed away. David, as all the Hunt boys, went to Kingston College, but at the time of his passing, he was the Manning Cup coach at Calabar High School. Untimely passing. And when I came to Jamaica for his homegoing service, overwhelmed by the outpouring of support that he received, and especially from the students. So in 2000, my family and very close friends to David started the David Wagler Scholarship Foundation, where at the time, given one scholarship each to a student going into second form to both Kingston College and the value was $100,000, and it would cover them for 6 years. So it would go from second form to upper school.
1 moment, please. A quick break. Can you tell us the rest of it?
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
9 o'clock in the morning in Kingston, Jamaica. It's 11 a.m. here in Hamilton, Bermuda. It's a special extended edition of the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Durvan Malcolm. We're live at Jamaican Grill at 32 Port Street here in Hamilton, Bermuda, getting ready to wrap this special broadcast. But first, we have to hear more from Christopher Hunt of the David Wagler Scholarship Foundation. They're having a big event today. You'll hear more about that in just a moment after we hear more about scholarship program works, which I think is where Christopher Hunt was when we took the break. Mr. Hunt?
Thanks, Durban. So, in team, through the corporate sponsors and individual contributors, we increase it, not just one student per school. We are able to introduce it. I mean, introduce two more, so it's two more scholarship recipients per school. So I am proud to say that in the 2022 school year, we are going to have 94 students, 12 from Kingston College, 12 from Calabar. We're going to disburse Jamaican $2.4 million. That's over 16,000 US dollars. And since its inception from 2009, we have dispersed over Jamaican 17 million, which because of the way the dollar devalued, that's over 115,000 US dollars. So I'm just proud that we're able to try and keep these young, help and assist these kids, not just financially. We do try to help them with some mentorship as well. So I'm just proud with the way the foundation has been going since inception. And there's a lot of people that eventually, hopefully, I'll get an opportunity to thank, to just and let's see what we can do to sustain it.
Well, let's come to today's big event now. It's a football. I guess we could call it a football extravaganza, a football feast. You help us with that one, Christopher.
Okay, so this year we're going to have an abbreviated version. We will have 3 games, but this year we're only going to have one, and it's going to be against the defending Manning Cup and Oliver Shield champions Kingston College versus against Calabar High School. It's going to be at Calabar, so I want to thank Mr. Culture and the Calabar School for allowing their facilities for us to use. And it's at 4 o'clock. From what I'm hearing, I'm expecting a bumper-sized crowd. There are 2 new coaches, Raymond Watson from Kingston College, otherwise called, and former St. George's College over Andrew Price, taking the reins at Calabar. And I know they are excited. I think they're going to have a huge crowd. Both schools are in the same zone in the Manning Cup, so I'm just curious to see what kind of strategy they're going to work, use or employ in today's game. But it's all about bragging rights. What we want the schools to know that, we can be, rivals, but we're not enemies. So let's, have it in good spirit. As I said, come out. It's at Calabar High School at 4 o'clock. I'm kind of sorry, Durban, you are in Bermuda and won't be at the match today.
So it is. Yes. But we want to ensure that people are able to follow up in terms of learning more about the organization and also contributing to the David Wagler Hunt Scholarship Foundation. What are their options?
All right, so the best thing is to really learn more about what we have done since inception in 2009 is go to our website. It's simple, davidwaglerhunt.org. DAVIDWAGHUNT.org. And you will see where you can make donations, either by check, either by, there's also a direct deposit to Scotiabank if you're in Jamaica. The best way to go to to our website, davidwaglerhunt.org. And we do need the contribution for us to continue what I think we're doing a fantastic job in just helping these parents, these kids, these students to be able to concentrate on other things while they're at school and don't have to worry about their tuition, their books, meals, transportation. So please visit us at davidwagahunt.org.
Christopher Hunt, thank you so much for the work that you and the other volunteers of the David Wagler Scholarship Foundation continue to do. Well done. There will be a record turnout at the Calabar football field at 61 Red Hills Road for today's football between Calabar and Kingston College. Let's see how that goes. In the meantime, we want to thank you very much once again for your work and the work of the entire David Wagler Scholarship Foundation team. Thanks a lot and all the very best. Have fun today.
All right, thanks, Reverend.
Well, take care. That's Christopher Hunt, representing the David Wagler Scholarship Foundation, of the biggest rivals in terms of educational institutions in Jamaica, Kingston College and Calabar High School. But there's a lot of harmony between the institutions and the David Wagler Scholarship Foundation of that and the work that is being done. Mark Renaissance Cameron has joined us on Facebook Live. Good to see you, Mark. And I think the special lady beside me is going to be speaking with me.
Visiting. She's visiting Bermuda. She's visiting Bermuda.
Oh, visiting Bermuda.
Yes, that's why they want to come say something to keep moving.
Hello there. Good morning. I'm Reverend Malcolm, and you are?
I'm Janine Forsbeck from West Palm Beach, Florida, and I'm Jamaican. I live there for a long time. Yes.
Is this your first time in Bermuda?
Yes, yes. I have a long fortunate that I'm able to come to the so much I'm here. Yes, so I'm here from Sunday. And I noticed that the place is lovely. And the people here are very courteous and nice.
Mm-hmm.
First thing they met you on the that. Yes, I love that. Yes, and like I said, I'm happy to be here. And the next time, fascinate me is the bikes. So many other cars.
Yes, indeed. And in fact, there's a restriction here in Bermuda in terms of one car per family, unless there's a medical doctor in the family or something like that.
Yeah, fascinate me. That in Florida you have 2-3 cars or one whole car.
Yes. And funny you should mention Florida because that's where I was last week this time, broadcasting from Florida. Yes. So.
Yes, I'm happy to be here, guys, and I'm enjoying the place. Tonight I will be here with banquets.
Oh, great.
Yes, and I'm here for 21 days.
Lovely.
So I'm hoping to see more from you.
That's more than enough time to see all of Bermuda.
So I'm not here. Let's have the weather.
It is.
It's like it's also
It is. It's hot and humid and sticky and yes.
But still, I don't mind it.
Not at all. Not at all.
Because it could be worse.
Yes.
And
this is a gift from nature.
Yeah, so no way to say it's correct.
Yes, indeed.
When I came here, said, let's take it from this way, they got rain.
Wow. Amen.
So this is why I'm here. And as I say, visiting, and I love it. Let me be welcome. Yes, I love that. And cousin is taking me around all over to get to see.
You're in good hands.
Yes, what Bermuda is like. Yes, I love it. So my niece is coming in next Sunday, first time for her too. So she will be here for a week. Yes, and she loves that. Yes.
Right.
So I think she will love it just as I am enjoying it at the moment. Yes.
Well, you continue. It's been nice talking with you.
Yes, God bless. God
Bless
keep
you.
you and keep you.
Thank you.
Yes, be blessed, be safe.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you too.
Yes.
Take care. This is your program, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Horror 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Ina's website, go-jamaica.com. live on your smart devices all over the world, and taking the time to. Okay, Dr. Trevor Dixon has joined us. He says, greetings from South Orange, New Jersey. Thank you very much, Dr. Dixon, for joining us.
Justice Wade Miller want to talk to you.
All right, so.
Not on air.
Okay. All right, so we're wrapping in 4 minutes. So we're going to be wrapping. So stand by for that. We're going over time just by a few minutes, listeners, as tends to happen when we have edition of the Jamaican Diaspora live online here on 106 FM. And so we go out with Land of My Birth listeners, perhaps that one, and maybe you can help us in that regard. I'm thinking Land of My Birth or Sweet Jamaica, any one of those. Let's get one of them going now as we get ready to. I know we'd like to thank the entire team of volunteers, and it's important to underline that word volunteers because they don't get paid to do what they do. They do it out of love for country, love for humanity, and they continue to shine. So we want to thank the members of the executive, led by the president, Mr. Seymour Barkley, and of course the life members like Joan Richardson and Sherman Keynes. I'm getting into trouble now because I'm calling names, but the entire Jamaican Association in Bermuda for the remarkable work that they continue to do. Thanks to the broader community of citizens here in Bermuda for the hospitality and all the ways in which they have set about to facilitating various decisions as far as our activities here in Bermuda are concerned. We thank them very much. In terms of production and technical duties, thanks to Chandel Forbes and Cindy Spinnock in the studios of Power 106 FM. And thanks to you, our faithful listeners and viewers all over the globe, for making it the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online. All things being well, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online returns next Saturday. Till then, this is welcome, wishing everybody a safe and peaceful weekend and a good time to go and splash in the water, to go for a swim and feel the pink sand between the toes. Yeah, I think right now. Take care, everybody. Bye. Catch you.
My friend, you got it. You will be the happier one. And money fun is critical. That's why I offer BPM Financial's Gold Savings Club. Returns that on regular savings account. The time by BPM Financial Limited taking you 50.
Jamaica, South America, 9-year-old Gabriel was killed shortly after 11:30 a.m. on Thursday, January 13, 2022. Gabriel was with his mother in a police in the station dragged from the car. Someone drove with young Gabriel. The SUV was found later on Fairfield Avenue with Gabriel on the back. Proper concerned citizens were offering a total review.